actually tried to fly without the obstacle avoidance, just going through the forest and stuff. That's how I practiced a lot in the beginning. With the new drone rules and stuff coming here, one thing that's still on my mind is about the advanced flying, how you can only use specific drones that are on the list. And this was one of the companies actually I saw on the list. It was kind of interesting to see this. It says Waterloo drone maker Aeryon Labs acquired by US firm. Acquisition by Flir systems valued at US 200 million. So basically that company in the US that makes mostly thermal infrared cameras has bought this company out. I believe they also had their cameras inside that new Mavic 2 Enterprise as well. It says Aeryon Labs is now part of the Flir Government and Defense Business Unit's Unmanned Systems and Integrated Solutions Division. I believe DJI is trying to get more into those enterprise industrial drones type of solutions, so wonder how this will shake things up. And with the topic of drone laws, I guess like in Canada, the US, and the tech, some people were actually saying the laws proposed here has influenced the US to in a sense change their laws, at least some people claimed. It says FAA's preview drone rule could vastly expand allowed flights. So it basically talks about that story a few weeks ago, how apparently in the US people are going to be able to fly nighttime and over people. It says the US of Transportation on January 14th issued a notice for proposed rulemaking that would allow drone operators to fly at night and over humans without first obtaining a waiver. The proposed rulemaking follows similar ratified drone regulations in Canada, says Michael Cohen, CEO of Industrial Skyworks, the first drone company to obtain a waiver to fly at night in the US. And he says here, quote, "I think there's a large chance these proposals will be enacted," he says. "The Canadian rules were progressive. I think the language in the DOT's announcements means they're trying to stay ahead of Canada." So that's kind of an interesting perspective in terms of laws, if that's true. It's almost like a business where countries are trying to one-up each other in terms of regulations to allow their citizens, I guess, to get an advantage. It actually brought up the topic too about making laws so ridiculous, for example, that people won't follow it, or basically it's only law-abiding people that follow it anyways. It says, one professional drone pilot says the regulatory change is sorely needed. Tons of people have been flying over humans and at night illegally for some time now with little to no repercussions from the FAA. Meanwhile, licensed pilots like myself have had to lose jobs as we would not break the law and risk losing our license, says a drone operator. I personally think it just makes sense to do that. I mean, people need to realize these aren't huge airplanes people are flying, and people fly it mostly safe. And that point about other countries looking at each other in terms of laws to determine what they should do, I mean, people should look at that too in many ways. Because in terms of things like flying close to people, I mean, some countries, again, it's just normal, like, okay, whatever. Whereas here, we freak out about it for some odd reason. I'm still personally surprised when I see, quote, professional drone flyers, drone police other people, like in those ways. Like, okay, that's what it is in the law at the moment, but I think people should work a little harder in terms of educating people, saying, okay, maybe this rule doesn't make sense. Still trying to find a way to actually use the thermal with the drone. That's kind of interesting. You can pretty much make like distress signals designed specifically for thermal cameras and stuff, huh? Alright, see you guys later.